How do you rank in the Google My Business section, in the Google Local, the Google Business Profiles? I don't even want to use the name because it changes so much. And if you're watching this video and it's 2025, it's probably called, it's 2 iterations later. Google, can you just call it one thing and leave it, man? Guys, I'm really, on a real note, I want to talk about how to actually rank inside of the map section. We're going to go into that, and I'm going to share, and I want to just say this first. This is from my experience. This is what's worked for me. So anybody that's sitting here online going, this is fact. Nobody knows. Nobody knows for sure. We're all just playing Larry and Sergey's games, and they're probably sitting there drinking some really expensive alcohol going, dude, these guys, we're building an industry about how to figure out how to rank on our thing. Anyway, guys, let's talk about how to rank. Now, for those of you that don't know this already, there is actually a strategy for ranking in the maps, and there's a strategy for ranking organically, and that means under the maps. I've gone over this on other videos and as recently as this week. But there are different sections to Google. At the very top of Google, you're typically going to see the ads. Now, not always, because sometimes there's not people running ads in your city. So you look really closely for the word ad. That's always above the map. Sometimes it's at the very bottom of page 1. That's the ads. Okay. There's 3 different sections. Underneath the ads, or if there's no ads, in the maps. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's usually 3 different listings. Sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 4. This is what I'm talking about. This is how do you rank in that section, because that is the Google local. And some of these niches, like towing, let's take towing. Towing is a very map-driven niche. If I'm on the side of the road, I'm typing in tow truck near me. I'm looking at the very top of my website, the very top of my screen. And guess what? The map's at the top. So you'll see that a lot of leads come from the maps. Other niches, the map section doesn't yield as many leads, but with certain niches, it's very, very, very important. So how do you rank? Now, underneath the maps, that is what's called the SERPs, or the organic section, as I call it. That is a completely different strategy. We're going to be talking, excuse me, about how to rank in the Google My Map section. But I have to just say, first and foremost, nobody actually knows how to do it. I'm just going to share what's worked for me. This has worked for me for years. And although I think the same 3 components are true, I think that the importance of these components that I'm going to share has changed. Now, there's 3 factors that I believe, based on doing this hundreds of times, ranking all over the country, ranking in all kinds of different niches. There are 3 different things that matter and that are the key things when ranking in the maps. Now, just like with SEO, there's not just 3 things. There's unlimited things. There's optimization techniques, and should I post? But I'm talking about the 80-20 rule. I'm talking about the things that if you focus on these things, it's going to yield the highest return, right? And I do the same thing. I have my same 3 core things that I focus on with organic, which is time, age of domain, backlinks, and content. With this, it's a bit different. Okay, here are the 3 things. Number 1 factor that is going to determine your ranking in the Google My Business, or in the Google My Business section, or the Google Local, or the Google Business Profiles, whatever one you want to call it. It's tomato, doesn't matter. Okay. Number 1 thing, organic ranking. Okay, where your actual website, the website that's linked to your listing, is ranked on page 1 for the main keywords, has a huge impact on how quickly and how easy it is and where you are in the maps, period. And you're going to find that most of the time when you see people in the maps, you're going to find them on page 1. And you're usually going to find them at the top of page 1. And if you don't, a lot of times that's a good sign that you can go in and you can shake things up and you can go and rank. And that's the thing that we want to avoid when we are the person going into the city. But when we are already in the city, that is the thing that we want our website to be. We want to be ranked in the maps, and we want to be ranked organically. So number 1, and in my opinion, the most important factor when ranking for Google My Business or Google Business Profiles is getting your organic ranking up. Now, some of you guys are going, well, I just started my website. Yeah, so keep doing SEO. And I'm going to be dropping more SEO content because SEO is a big part of this. But get your ranking up. That is the most important thing that you can do. Is if you have a ranked website, it's going to be very easy for you. Let me say, it's going to be a lot easier for you to rank than for somebody who does not have a site ranked. Number 2, reviews. Okay, number 2 is reviews. Now, There's a lot of debate on this. Where the reviews come for? Do they come from? Do they matter? Yes. Does the IP address matter? Like, there's all these different factors. I would say Google is smart enough at this point that if you think you're going to get a bunch of reviews from the Philippines and that's going to help you, it's not. Okay. Make sure that they're legitimate reviews. Don't be doing some black hat shit. Make sure it's legitimate reviews. Make sure that the reviews are posted from IP addresses in that city. Okay, so they're real customers, and don't fake it, guys. I mean, you can't fake. You can fake reviews, but I think sometimes we forget how smart Google is, and we forget how much data Google has, and how suspicious it looks. If I'm writing a review from Sierra Leone and the IP address says Sierra Leone, how weird that looks. And maybe it won't penalize you or penalize you, but I don't think it's going to help you. Reviews matter. This has always been a factor. It's something that's always been something that's been on my radar. But I'm going to go to number 3, and then I'm going to come back to reviews. But number 3 is citations. I've talked about this before on this channel. Citations are simply where your business is listed across the internet, the different places that match exactly what you have on with Google, on your Google My Business, right? Whatever your name, address, phone number, your NAP, your NAP, whatever that says, exactly down to, is it street, is it ST, is it suite, or is it STE? Exactly the same. How many different places across the internet is your business listed? Exactly the same. That actually matters. And the quantity, the amount of those citations actually does matter. Okay. These are the 3 factors: organic ranking, reviews, citations. Now, I wanted to bring this up really quickly. A couple years ago, I was 100% a believer that citations were more important than reviews, and reviews were the least amount of the factor that mattered the least. I've changed my mind as I've started to look at the people that are ranking, as I've started to test this. I believe in that order. Reviews is very, very, very important, and getting good, solid, real reviews from actual IP addresses in that city does actually matter. And citation comes last. Now, in other videos, I'm going to be talking about, how to get citations, etc., potentially. But we talk about this stuff in my free Facebook group. Obviously, inside of Digital Landlords, we cover all of this stuff. So, guys, this is the big 3. This is the core of how you rank inside of Google My Business. Now, of course, you need to optimize the profile. Now, before you optimize the profile, you need to figure out how to actually verify it. And that's a whole freaking conversation in itself. Once you do that, how do you get a review? Like, there's so many different factors, but I want you guys to understand from a high level, these 3 things: your organic ranking, your reviews, and your citations is how you rank inside of the Google local section, which is below the ads and above the SERPs.